Previously on OATHSWORN.
And to play out what happens, we are going to play a game called An Hour of Wolves.
We have made it to the keep. Winter has come, and we can run no further. We will defend this place with our lives.
The end draws near. Day by day, hour by hour, the enemy approaches the keep. They do not stop.
And plunging through that, on the back of one of the giant goats we saw pulling the sleds, is Thar.
Devin.
All right, here we go. 4 of spades.
4 spades.
Over the walls, they're scaling the defenses like spiders, moving faster than you ever would have thought possible. The end draws near. Or, through the walls, the enemy threatens to bring some kind of explosive force to bear on the walls of your fortress. The end draws near. Ooh.
That.
It would be very funny if you sacrificed Thar here.
Just showed up.
No.
Smell you later.
Is this those like horses they were catapulting at us?
Yeah.
Oh, the embers. I hate that.
The flaming horses.
They can they just climb the walls themselves now?
Oh my god, just like running vertically up the wall.
Yeah.
Or like jumping up it like goats.
Oh, that's so good. Like finding purchase on just like this tiniest little sliver of stone.
And speaking of Lance, I think Lance is calling all the forces to the walls, much like he did at the walls of Novara.
Absolutely.
And just getting as many people up there to fight these things off.
Yeah, just keeping them off the walls.
I roll, right?
Yeah, as best you can. Absolutely. 63 dice.
So 63. Oh, this is already fucking dwindling.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Ooh.
13.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's bad.
13, yeah.
that's pretty bad.
It's not ideal.
We were looking for
What
numbers
happens?
closer to 10.
Well, cosmically, they're very close.
Is this something we should make some sacrifices for?
It feels that way.
Yeah. Let's see what we have. The advantages come before the roll, right?
You have to use an advantage before you roll. Yep.
Okay, let's remember that those are on the table.
I'd also recommend holding off on the advantages until we pull an ace, if we can.
Yeah.
What does the ace do?
That's how we win.
Oh, okay. Soldiers are just one and done, right?
Yeah. Be careful with them. I got a pitch for a thing McLeod could do if this is happening at the
walls.
Wait,
yeah.
they're reinforcing the gates. Gates are in walls. It's fine.
Yeah, anyone can take action as long as they're not narratively somewhere else.
Yeah. Could there be like, we flash back to that the reinforcing the gates project clock that was going on, and someone from what was it, the Silver Stags goes up to McLeod and is just like, yeah, there's some loose stones in the wall at this point, but I think we can reinforce them. And McLeod just said, don't do that. And then we flash back to now, and there's like embers trying to climb up the walls, and they like hit some of those loose stones and just crumble down and like knock into a bowling ball through a couple of others on their way down. And that happens like at a couple of places. And like people just look at McLeod like, you couldn't have just told us that was what it was for, but also, why do you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Awesome.
And we could do multiple things on
You absolutely can.
Okay. Just losing 14 or losing 13 is so much.
It's rough.
It is.
Yeah. It's bad.
I think I know who has a brave death here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think Shukt is up on the walls. They were like up there, like waiting for something to happen because they got brought along to that last mission and didn't get to do anything. And I think they've just been like eagerly waiting for their chance to like be a fucking badass. And I don't really have a big narrative plan for them, so I might as well use them to do something cool. But I think they're basically like, they're not just standing at the wall. They're like standing on the like, what is it? Like the crenellations on the parapet. Yeah. And they're basically just like waiting for these things to climb up and are just like kicking them down while they're like singing joyously. And I think they managed to kick down a couple of them before, one of them barrels up and takes them down with them.
Sounds right. Cross out Shukt. That takes it down one more.
52.
Unless we get anything else, then it's Gavin's turn.
Okay, exciting. 3 of hearts. Have we gotten a club yet?
No.
Interesting.
Oh, no.
War Torn, a crucial piece of equipment, a tool, a piece of armor, a signature weapon, finally breaks right when you need it. The end draws near. The horn?
Uh-huh.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, how many times did we blow it throughout the campaign? Twice? 3 times? Twice. Turns out it can only be blown 3 times.
Fuck.
And Thar brought it in and we placed it on the walls. And it just has these black void like cracks oozing out from it, eating away at it rapidly.
Oh, good.
52 dice.
Gorgeous. 6 ones.
7?
Sorry, 7. 7. Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Very good roll.
Does anything happen here, or is this just another piece of collateral?
I think we're good to just move on.
All right.
Okay.
Unless somebody had something, but there was a long pause.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe there was some way like Waloot or Lance could be like trying to eat the corruption off of it or something, but
Definitely
no.
could.
Nom.
Yeah, if it's like oozing corruption, is it like nobody quite knows how to get close to it, but also someone has to do something about it before it just keeps doing this and we can't use this part of the wall and Waloot just comes up and kicks it over?
That'd be so good.
I love that. Let's do that.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Okay.
All right, so that takes it down to 6. Unless there's anything else, that
46.
takes us to 46.
Yep. Wow.
So far, so good.
Ah, there's a club.
A club.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Clubs is the keep. And the 3 of clubs is Old Stone. The whole fortress seems to buckle under the stress. It's been a long, long time since these castle walls saw a battle. The end draws near. I mean, yeah, it does just sound like it's old. It's been a long time, and like there's only so much reinforcing you can do. You know, just like here and there, things are falling away. You know, when you leave like loose stones, it's like, oh, it's a cool trick, but also now there's holes in the wall, so that's not great.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, kind of everywhere you look, things are starting to come apart, and it's worrying at the very least.
For sure.
Okay, 46. Do we want to use an advantage? We were trying to save those for after an ace, right?
We only need 4 of them, right? for an
No.
ace?
No.
One for each? No, okay, then never
You
mind.
need
No,
15
no.
tokens after you draw an ace.
Yeah, which is
So save all of the advantages we can.
That's my suggestion.
46 d6. Just, we just need to draw an ace soon. That's fine. We'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. I think Felix is like looking around at the castle, just sort of like, oh, that's too bad. Oh, I liked that stone. That's too bad.
Oh, that was a good wall. I'm gonna miss it.
That was a good wall.
Felix sounds like somebody who like named all the stones.
I mean, yeah, haven't they been here for like 60 years?
Yep.
I got space.
There's a very good bit in the Count of Monte Cristo movie with Jim Caviezel and Guy Pearce, where Edmond Dantes has finally met the other prisoner that was burrowing through the walls for like 6 years. And he says, I've counted the stones in my cell so many times. And the other prisoner, played by Richard Harris, says, but have you named them yet?
Oh, that's a fun movie.
It's a very good movie. I like it a lot.
I like it a bunch. Okay. I don't have any
Sure.
fantastic ideas here. Mm-hmm. That would take us to 39.
39. Sounds like it. Going once.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I got nothing.
All right.
Let's do it.
Matthew.
Okay.
Show me an ace. Yeah.
Whoa! Can you just draw all the time? You've drawn what? Like, yeah, 2 2s and now an 8.
Remember that
Nope.
three action mission that we had?
No one's allowed to draw cards but Matthew now. Okay, this is fine.
This is going to be very suspicious when I listed you as a co-creator of the game.
Yeah, this is, see, I can just see all the probabilities. I'm like that white woman with the math floating around her head. Anyway, so what we've drawn...
Keanu Reeves.
Just, yeah, Keanu Reeves. Just to be, just for everybody's benefit, we got the Ace of Diamonds. The Ace of Diamonds says, winter takes hold. The enemy is not ready for the icy embrace. The snow and the cold slows their assault. The legion endures. What I think happened here, actually, is our quartermaster, Suthit, Ats was getting everybody to, like, get buckets of snow, right, Gavin?
Yeah, to douse the fire.
Right. So I think they succeeded at doing that, and then they still had all these buckets of snow left over. And they started going, you know what? Those horses sure are on fire, huh? And I think they started...
I wonder if this works.
Yeah, I wonder if this works, Ats says. And it does. And they start dumping snow over the wall. They probably had to clear out a lot of snow in this fort. I bet they have a lot of big piles. Is there a rule thing to read when we get our first ace, Brendan?
Sure. So,
The legion endures
if a
on
card...
page 5.
Yes, thank you. Do you want to read it, Matthew?
You can. You don't get to read much.
Okay. It's true. I never do. If a card says the legion endures, then the end is in sight. If you can hold out against the enemy, then the day will come and the players will triumph. When there are 15 tokens in the pool, you win. The enemy army freezes over and its commanders fall back. From now on, add a token to the pool whenever, and there are 3 options, the legion endures, including the first time, which is now. Or when a player uses an advantage, or when there is a dice result of at least 1/6 when the end draws near. I've neglected to add some tokens to this piece.
You could also add a counter.
Could add a counter. Awesome. Okay. 1 of 15.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on, yeah.
Devin.
All right. 7 of Hearts. Get it together. Even in the face of crisis, tempers flare. An argument or disagreement happens right as people need to work together. The end draws near. Or, was that all? An easy victory belies a greater threat. There is a beat, and then a crashing wave. The end draws near. As much as the first one is more fun, the second one seems like it makes more sense following the last thing that happened.
Sure.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
We've seen a grafted maid of feral. Does a grafted maid of embers show up?
I mean, do they not mix and match their monsters that they glue together?
I mean, I think they only just now figured out that that's a good thing to do. They're saving a bunch of the unique character models for the end of the game.
What does a grafted made out of flaming horses look like?
A
Terrifying.
lot of fire, probably.
Do they could they resist the
Just antlers
temptation
and
to try and
hooves
just make it horse-shaped because it's made of horses?
No.
Remember that cows video? Imagine some of those terrible things, but deer on fire.
Yeah.
It's just antlers and panic in every direction.
Yeah, all of them screaming.
All of them.
Just
God.
throwing its body against the castle. Trampling other never on the way there.
I hate it.
Is this a point where we use an advantage?
Could be.
Good.
Now we theoretically want to use advantages at every opportunity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Gavin's got it.
I feel like none of the advantages really work here.
Then you can just roll. What's the worst?
Yeah,
that
I
can
guess
happen?
it doesn't. I guess it doesn't super matter. Now that we have more things to deal with, losing dice, or we have an end in sight. It's not just going to be a drain on dice as it was before. Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's just like on the battlements and just shooting at this thing. I don't think there's anything in particular we have here that would be a good defense, unless the friendos on the mountain are using siege weapons against it.
I guess we'll see.
I guess that's probably part of it. It's just, assault from...
You could use that as an advantage if you want.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds sick, actually. Yeah, this thing starts, climbing up the mountain, and then, few huge... What is on the ballistas? What do they fire? Just, huge bolts?
Yeah, when we shot the Neros, we said it was an arrow the size of a tree trunk.
That's sick.
God damn.
Yeah, I think this thing is about to climb over the ridge and it's taller than the wall. And I think a couple of huge bolts just go through the top of where its head would be. Not that it probably has a central brain or something like that, but I think getting hit in the top of it makes it lose its sense of balance and it falls back.
Totally.
Embers go towards scared things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what if a first hit knocks some of it apart and those pieces are now
Free.
terrified, and then the rest of it is just oh, stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Just starts barreling after its constituent parts. Yeah, I love that. And that, that disrupts the rest of the line as it's happening.
It's also stepping on more stuff as it chases it. It's like when a dog chases its own tail,
Exactly.
except
Yeah.
worse in every way.
Yeah, just absolute bedlam. Cool. Cross out siege weapons. You've still got them, but they don't have the element of surprise anymore. We stay at 39.
Anything special we see with Kaio and Obik manning these things?
Maybe I don't know if I can picture anything up there unless somebody wants to talk for Obik, but I like the idea of this giant bolt gets fired down and as it's being set on fire, people can see stuff carved into it. Right? Patterns, I don't know, someone just said hi. I just like the idea of messages. Catch! Messages and stuff being carved into it.
Absolute gremlins.
Gotta have some fun.
You do. You really do.
I think Obik is sweating. What do you call it? And turning pallid. They really need a medic up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feverish. Yeah, that's none of this sounds good for him. No.
Gavin.
Jack of spades.
That's cool and good.
Oh no.
No.
A familiar enemy makes a dreadful return. The end draws near. Or, what the hell is that? Something new takes the battlefield that you've never seen before. Let me think about this.
That's very funny.
Familiar enemy. Would it be ridiculous if the star egg guy
Hagano?
showed up? Hagano. Like a never animated corpse of Hagano.
Hagano was already made of corpses. Okay.
Or if you had something in your quiver.
that's fine. I'm just like, oh, good. It's double corpse now.
I mean, we could just be a broken.
Brendan, if
Yeah, I was going to say
yeah,
something.
if
Could be the
you
Migos.
True.
well, Brendan, if you had something new that was in your back pocket.
No, I have a few ideas. I think Hagano or I'm not sure I want to go so far as introducing a whole new broken right now. Even if we do go with the something new takes the battlefield approach, that seems a little too significant.
Yeah.
But I think Hagano somehow like reshaped and reconstituted into one of these other armies is really interesting.
Oh, wait. Hagano could fly, right?
Yeah.
That's an awful approach.
What if I was thinking about like, okay, well, what does Hagano look like now? Hagano had like this like weird egg body and was like emerging from out of it. What if it's inverted at this point, where the egg is sort of like, where it's almost like spider-like, where it's running around on the ground with its massive arms and the egg is up in the air. There's just like awful little like spore bat things like flying off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, what like significant thing would denote it to like Whisper's regiment?
Oh, can I pitch something?
Please.
Hagano was the one that made the star, right?
Yes.
What if, you ever seen carved eggs?
Carved eggs? I don't think I have.
Where they'll just like carve into, like through the shell of an egg, through an egg shell. That's what they're called.
Yeah, Fabergé.
Oh, is that what
famous
Fabergé is? I thought those were just...
Fabergé are made with real eggs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I had no
well, I'm
idea.
just thinking of one. Yeah, it's just like, okay, here's an eggshell. We've carved fun patterns like into it so
Yeah.
that there's like holes in it now. And like there's a light emitting from the inside of it. And like, so you can see what those patterns that are carved into it are, and all like weird hex carvings and shit.
Ah, that's real good. Yeah, that's how they reanimated it. Absolutely. That's super good. It's just another body.
I don't like it.
Yeah, what do you do?
I think we could cross out past defended here. It's either that or use UDET, like narratively for me.
That feels like a pretty badass thing to go out against if you don't want to. That's terrifying.
I think it's.
Was it the point of UDET to change one's 2/6s though?
Yeah, so like UDET we can always do after the fact, so it might be just better to do past defended.
Yeah.
And I think past defended works narratively for me.
Sure. How does that work?
If we hadn't defended the pass, then there would have been a lot of never to distract us from Hagano, but right now Hagano is just charging basically alone on this front. Like we're defending on other fronts, but on this one it's just Hagano, and we know most of its tricks already. Like I can imagine Waloot leading this with who else was on? Nabane,
In Aoife.
maybe there.
And Nikolaj.
They were all on that. Wow. Oh yeah,
Yeah, because we got
all the
did,
Hagano experts
yeah, we did
here.
2 missions in that canyon. I think everyone's been but Lance.
Yeah. So we know how to deal with this thing, and it might have a new trick or two, but it is short work, similar to what the last mission was like.
I like we're just doing like a boss rush right now.
The cards will it.
Exactly. Awesome. All right, you hold strong at 39. Kris, it's you again.
Oh, good. Great. 10 of spades. The enemy is doing okay. Well, great. 10 of spades says bait and switch. The enemy army lures someone into a trap or ambush of some kind. The end draws near. Or wrecking ball. The enemy launches a self-destructive strike, a suicide dive towards your forces. They're tearing themselves apart, and they'll tear you apart too. The end draws near.
Great.
Good, great. I wonder if Hagano is just like a lure.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, Loot went down to get it right. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
I don't like it. Yeah, what? Hi, yeah?
Yeah, Hagano goes down and Roots just like cocoon Waloot immediately as Ruin tries to take her.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, like Waloot describe dealing the finishing blow to Hagano's reanimated self.
It's the exact same spot we did it last time. I don't remember off the top of my head what that was, but it like
I think someone got to it was I think Kaio got like fell into the canyon because I was rolling garbage, and then like had spear stabbed into middle of it and rolled well enough to hurt it. But like I wonder if that's Waloot like breaking the egg, getting to the star, or whatever light is inside.
I think there's like an open wound where the last death blow was, and like Waloot. We never saw it in Band of Blades, but I actually teched Waloot to be like this fighter who like jumps in the center of Never and like doesn't get hit and just stabs a bunch of things and gets out. So I'm imagining like Waloot getting extremely close, going aggro, just moving very quickly around all of Hagano's limbs, getting to this wound.
Yeah.
And driving a spear up in there. But like that parable of the dragon and the snakes, cutting open the dragon releases all the snakes. She gets covered in more.
Yeah, it's like stabbing your way through paper and roots everywhere. Ruin is just manifesting all around you. As the like lantern light in Hagano's shell flickers out. And without moving its lips, I think Ruin says, "What need have I for a false star, if I've got a real one right here?"
Oh, I hate it.
And she's screaming. This is painful.
What happens?
Should I roll dice? Should I use an advantage? I hate it.
Well, this is a trap, right?
That's true. It does. Yeah. It was the bait and switch. Yep.
We could spend the Ruin wounded here.
You could. You absolutely could.
Oh, right. I'm looking right at the list and I just forgot those.
I will also say, however, if we wanted to give Udet an exit, rescuing Waloot might be the way to go.
Yeah, what do y'all think? Dice?
I think it's interesting to roll it.
I also think it's interesting to roll.
Or we could also have Udet.
Or Waloot dies. You know, that's a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. Waloot's a specialist. Waloot would still be alive.
Yeah.
Can Waloot help twice in a single roll?
100%. You can sacrifice as much as you want on any roll.
I think we should roll it. And after that roll, we can decide whether it's Walut or Udet who dies here. But I think one of them dying here is good. I think this works for the ending I had for Udet.
Great. Okay. 39d6. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones.
6 ones. That's not that bad.
It's not terrible.
I just don't want to sacrifice Udet here, but
You don't have to.
It might be a better time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like that's
Maybe this is just an ongoing situation. What were you going to say, Matthew?
I have an alternative pitch. What if Gemma dies here? To get Walut free.
I could spend one Walut and we could spend
The one Gemma.
Gemma.
Yeah.
I was going to spend one Aoife here too.
Oh, yeah?
So that's 3.
That's pretty good.
We could, if we get 3 more, it would be a success.
Oh, full success. I think having people die and this thing do damage works for a partial success.
Do we get Legion Endures on partial successes?
Yeah, it just has to be A6.
Well, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you've got an A6 here.
So we already got
well,
that.
then, yeah. We can have Gemma pull Walut out here. That'd be... This is reminiscent of... Oh, my God.
That's why I suggested it.
Because Walut was one of the people that got pulled out by Penthos.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I think the scene here is it's been like close camera right in on Walut, her face as she's screaming. And then there's 2 sets of hands. Grab her around the shoulders and pull her out. And she gets like flung backwards, landing hard onto snow. And then the camera turns, and there's Gemma and Penthos like standing atop this thing, this writhing mass of roots. And they just give a little smile to Walut, and then they're consumed.
It's that anime smile, thumbs up,
Yep.
screen goes white,
Yeah.
scream.
I think it's too fast even for a scream. I think just there's a snap.
No, I mean like Walut
Oh,
scream.
of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think simultaneously a shot goes off from the tower at Ruin.
Yeah.
Spend one for Aoife.
Bark shatters.
So 1 for Aoife, one from Walut, 1 from Gemma.
Yep. Takes it down to 3, which means we're at 36.
Aoife's crying as she fights her god maybe for the last time.
Matthew.
Alrighty. 9 of Hearts. Alone in the dark. Someone winds up isolated, alone, cut off from the others. For a short while, they must withstand the tide on their own. The end draws near. Or, a song in your heart. In a moment of triumph, someone cries out a lyric or verse from a song. Its notes resonate with the Legion, and they reply in kind. The end draws near. I think this is Walut.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead, Gavin.
so this actually plays into the death scene I had for Udet. Like if we do the song one.
Tell me about it.
Udet is on the top of the tower. I was gonna have Freedom there with Suleiman, but I think that's passed. It's just Suleiman and Udet, and she's singing the acoustic. She's singing down into the field of battle where people are skirmishing with the Never. And Suleiman is singing with her.
Could they've recruited Rachel too?
Yeah.
known person who sings.
Yeah. And so the three of them are singing this. I don't know what the meter is. It's fast paced, but not like war battle fast.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're singing, it reverberates through the battle, and I imagine the sound of weapons on armor, on flesh, on bone, falling into the rhythm of the song.
Mm-hmm.
The becoming the percussion, stomping of feet through the snow, marching, as both the Legion and the Never are locked in the beat of this music. The hearts of the Legionnaires even beating to it, all in unison. And for a moment, maybe Walut recognizes this, maybe other Mitzrayim, or maybe some Mitzrayim who are in the Legion recognize this from when Walut held the scrolls, the second song. Mm-hmm. The Lord of Song is here, putting everyone into this dance. And for as long as the song is going, no Legionnaire falls. They're always one beat ahead of the Never, moving at such a perfect rhythm in this dance that they're able to strike and block and dodge and regroup in unison.
Awesome.
In that case, I'm going to roll this. And we'll see what happens. Maybe we get all sixes, and then you don't need to do anything.
I hope you get.
Maybe Udet will live through this.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Either all sixes or a ton of ones.
Let's see. We were at 36. Yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works.
Got the R.
I need an R. Let me try that again.
I need a whole roll.
Yum, yum, yum.
Did you say yum, yum, yum?
Yeah, eat a whole roll.
5.
5. 5's not bad. Tick, Legion endures.
I think Udet lives here. I think she expected to steam into nothingness after this, and Suleiman takes her hand and says something about living for dying for a cause is stupid as hell. What will you live for is what I'm trying to get to, but I don't know how to say that in a way Suleiman would say it.
Yeah, it's got to be like irreverent if it's Suleiman.
Sure. Well, Suleiman looks up at Yuda and says, "You look confused."
I should have died there.
We all should have died 100 times. We are still here. Might as well keep living, yeah?
I think she's crying. Like, she doesn't want to say, I don't want to live anymore, I don't want to live like this, but, like, it's clear in her silence that's what she's thinking.
Suleiman, grabs hold of her hand in, an assuring way and says, "No one is strong all the time. But if you keep living, you can be strong for each other. Let's go."
Okay.
What's more fun? If Lance has a terrible singing voice or a beautiful singing voice that we've never known about until just now?
I think it's better if he has a terrible singing voice, but he thinks he has an incredible singing voice. So he's just loud and confident and awful.
Yeah, he's just there on the fucking battlements, just doing the best he can to figure out what's going on with the song and then use it to hype up all his men.
Mm-hmm. All of them just grimacing, smiling through it.
This is the magic of choral singing. I am not a good singer, but And most people aren't. But if you put them in a room and you set them to a tune,
The average.
it sounds really good. And so I think like at first Lance sounds really awful compared to Udet here. But then
Thar jumps
people join in. Yeah, Thar jumps in.
Thar's a much better singer.
And everyone starts jumping in, and suddenly it's not. Lance isn't out of tune. He's just a soprano or something.
He's just part of it.
Yeah.
Is that Lance?
That was going to be my suggestion, yeah, for
yeah.
Here.
Oh, wait, I thought you did it. No?
I don't.
Udet lived.
Yeah, I don't think Yuta is spending her charge here.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Devin, you're up.
That sound means the game is working.
Stressful sigh. This
Jack
is
of
a
Diamonds.
Winter card.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. The sky torn asunder. The tear in the skies overhead begins to rip open. The Legion looks up in terror. The end times are truly upon you. The end draws near. Or the ground itself. Something moves within the earth, shifting and heaving as if to escape the wretched sky below. Great rifts open up beneath you. The end draws near. It's gotta be the first one.
I could fuck with a Leviathan in the middle of this whole thing.
Yeah, but this whole campaign has been about how we hate the sky.
It's true. It's very
All my homies hate this guy.
I sure do.
What's this guy ever done for me?
So, cosmology question. How much have we actually answered about like how the whole sky situation works in terms of like the body and what's behind it?
Very little.
Well, I can tell you what the Mitzrayim believe, or at least Suleiman's denomination of Mitzrayim believe.
Yeah.
So the world is shaped like a bet, the Hebrew letter. And so there are three walls and we're in the center of it. And that protects us. And I think Suleiman's denomination believes that this is maybe not exactly the coming of the Messiah, because clearly it sucks. But when the Messiah comes, the shape of the world is supposed to change from a bet to an aleph, which is a crossroads. It's kind of like a funny looking X, or fancy looking X. And so cosmologically, the God in the sky decaying and falling apart that's one of the walls. And when that wall is shattered, then whatever is beyond it can get in and we can get out. If the Messiah were here, this would be a good thing. But since the Messiah is not here, this is probably dangerous. We're probably not ready for it. And that's why the Never are here fucking with us. That's what the Mitzrayim believe, not necessarily what's true or, yeah.
Yeah. To be clear, I think I have a pretty good idea of like the mechanics of how the game works, or how that's not true. I have no idea how Planet of Blades works. I have a pretty good idea. Like, I think of what I think the like mechanical implications of things are, but on screen, I think, and both in the minds of the Legion, I don't think there's like a definitive thing. I think that is an absolutely valid read from Suleiman and those like him. I think there's probably like 3 or 4 other interpretations, even just within the Legion itself.
So if you wanted to come up with one, Devin.
Well, the other situation I was thinking about in terms of like outlooks on this is a lot of Aoife's paranoia has to do with like her thinking that she caused the sky to start to break through, meddling with it. It kind of goes back to the story that Kale told about the kindling priest using the power of the sky to become a god, and that's kind of what her and Suleiman have been doing. So she thinks that this is like the cracks that she was seeing were like an omen of something to come. And I'm curious if like what she was seeing actually had some reality to it. It's just like what she's seeing through her ghost eye. The like cracks starting to form in the sky.
Here's what I'll say is out of what we've seen of the stars so far, is there any kind of commonality to the behavior that we've seen? What is it that the stars seem to consistently want?
It always seems like it's grasping at something.
Uh-huh.
Communication. I sort of imagine like the Waloot in the egg thing being similar to Shinji being trapped in the reverse shadow.
Sure, yeah. I can see that.
Where the stars were like, we gotta figure out what the fuck is up with these creatures. They killed a star. Let's recover our forces or something. I don't know.
Devin, I think you're onto something in that they are, if they are anything, they are grasping. They want Zel-Sha'el for whatever reason, and why or how is not necessarily clear, but they are at all times trying to claim the stuff of this world.
Could this be kind of literal here then? That like we see like two arms and hands made of light start to pry this guy open?
I don't think it's just two.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I don't care
Absolutely.
for it at all.
Absolutely. Just like big, elongated, but all too human looking, with too many digits on their hands. Just like creeping, wiggling their way out of the crack and trying to pry it open.
They're like eyes on the fingernails. In each joint.
Why?
The better to see you with.
Not the answer I was looking for.
All right, so I got to figure out what to do about this. People are freaking out. You know, as it says, the end times are truly upon us. I'm trying to figure out like what makes sense here, because like the only advantage that was kind of related to the sky was the chosen being funeraled.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm not really sure how to work that into this moment, or if there's anybody amongst the Legion that would stand up here to try to, you know, keep everybody existentially on lock.
I could see Nikolaj doing something here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did look into the star.
Yeah.
He read some books about it.
Would he
probably.
be like confident enough to like step up and like communicate something to the whole Legion though?
I mean, if he has to, it's better than everybody just fucking panicking because the sky's getting cracked open like a coconut.
I think Nikolaj stepping up to do that is an interesting narrative place for him to wind up at.
And he's been sort of purposefully meek in his time with the Legion.
100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's just kind of like going around and talking to people? What do you think he's doing here?
Oh, I feel like that would take too long. I don't think he's that fast. Oh, his maneuver's decent. Oh goodness, I don't know. All I can think of is like, you know, when people were like getting assigned to different parts of the keep, you know, they're given the like special armor seal wrapped in honey thing, and then like an extra piece of paper today, and it's just like, you know, use those when you need them. They're like, okay, the honey thing I get, what's the other one? You'll know. Or like, you know, people will tell. People will tell you when to use that one. It's like, okay. And so there's just like a whisper that goes through like various parts. It just like starts in different places from different people who like Nikolaj told ahead of time, like, you know, I'm gonna tell like you three, and then you just like word of mouth this out to everybody else, you know, when whatever happens. And it's just like, you open up that paper and it's just like, okay, so here's what's up with the stars. I don't know what else it says,
Well,
but like
I think even then, like like you were concerned about it taking too long. Like in a moment of like,
yeah, that's true.
The sky is literally opening up. I don't know if everyone like looking down to get a cosmological like digest would strike them out of it. But I think the one person that everyone has always been like, oh, that guy was Eyes of Smoke. He was like into prophecies and stuff like that. Nikolaj like jumping up onto a battlement and saying,
just shouting,
there's no prophecy. The future is not yet written. Fight on.
Yeah, the sky will be cracked open. Didn't know why, right? Because like I don't like the stars were always like a weird blank spot in prophecy stuff. The sea will loot, but like maybe going off of like it's almost like tangential to like Suleiman's view on things, where it's just like. We know the sky opens now. What comes next is unknown. We choose. We decide here. Stand strong.
OATHSWORN is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson,
Gavin Fregeau,
Kris Allison,
Matthew Guzdial,
and me, Brendan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find a link to their music and any of the games that we've played in the podcast description. Follow us at OathSwornPod on Twitter or at oathswornpodcast.com. If you enjoyed the show, please consider sharing it with a friend or rating us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Until next time.